right, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to Lernerville Speedway here in Sarver, Pennsylvania. It's round number 3 of 5 of the RPES Extreme 358 Modified Tour. We're at the Steel City of Lernerville Speedway for what should be a fun one this evening. 40 laps with 358 modifieds. We're so glad you could join us here on Slide Job Racing Network. We should be loading up here on Regal Promotions in just a moment. I'm Ari Scala, joined alongside Dean Reynolds. Dean, with 2 races in onto this 5-race season to get things started. We were at USA a couple weeks ago and Charlotte 2 weeks ago. And we've had, I believe, 2 different winners so far early in the year.
Yeah, I was only able to run the USA race as I had other commitments, and those commitments are not conflicting tonight, so I am happy to be in this. Andrew Regal, he has a good deal. He runs a lot of divisions. His Regal Esports company is very well known, and whether 358, sprint cars, mini stocks, he runs them all.
Let's talk about the implications here of this race tonight. Obviously, this Regal Promotion Series is is starting to become a big up-and-coming series. You can tell in the car count we have this evening with a full field showing up here. But there's an interesting payout going on in tonight. Free entry to Wednesday's Badger State Showdown.
Yes, and if you pay up front, I believe it's $10, he has a point fund. He has a $100 point fund as well. And also, to be eligible for the prizes, you do have to pay that $10 as well. So it's a good deal, but it's free to anybody like me that can only pick and choose a few races. If you want to come on in and just race, you can. If you want to go for a little bit of cash, he has that as well.
2 races in on the season. Trevor Giroux, the Philly Flyer, with the points lead, currently up 28 on Matt Taylor. Ty Dickinson is third, 30 points back, then a tie for fourth between Kelly Wheeler and Matt Henkel. However, though, the highest driver in points with the win is in 12th. That's Drew Alton. Took the win in only 1 start so far on the year. Got that in round number 1 at USA International Speedway after starting second. The other one also was in his first start of the year. That was Dalton DeWert, who got that done at Charlotte.
Yeah, and we got Drew is in the field tonight. So and a lot of, as you know, a lot of our FTM guys are in here. So this is a stacked field. There's a full field here, but I tell you, over half this field can pick up the win tonight.
That's right. If you are watching on Slide Job Racing Network and you normally watch Monday Night Madness, you're probably familiar with some of the drivers we have. Practice is wrapped up a couple minutes ago. They're currently in a driver's meet at the moment. Sam Bachman, the quickest driver on the track. This should wrap up here in a matter of moments, and then that'll take us to our first qualifying session here of the evening. 2 laps for all the drivers around the half-mile racetrack in Lernerville with a lot of high banking. And Dean, you and I always like to talk about it. They got to be careful. They can't get too high or else they'll go over the banking and say, see you later.
Yeah, you don't want to be part of that, as we call it, Marty, in the other league, fall-off count there. So, yeah, so we're clicking over to qualifying right now, and I'm actually getting ready to go on the track.
Couple minutes of qualifying. You'll see some of your favorite drivers at the bottom of the screen. We'll have the lap times updated as things go on. First driver we watch, the driver of the royalty number 18. That's Tony Dominguez. First lap around, as you see Dominguez sending in just a little bit deep. First lap time for Dominguez sets the bar at a 15.677. The lap times start to update. Greg Deese now to the top at a 15.34. If they show up purple on the bottom, they're working on a quick time. Just like what Scott Rayome's got, quickest in Sector 1 to the top. In the FTM number 4 slide job, Scotty, a 15.339. In fact, tied with Greg Dees. Dean Reynolds third, Brandon Combs fourth, and Joseph Grandy rounds out the top 5. Here comes Scotty off for turn 4. This time quickest in Sector 2, but a slower Sector 1. Let's go to Brandon Combs in that number 28 Super Dirt Car Series ride. 4th quickest, 15.4, with a better lap that time. Veteran Wirt in the Menards number 14. He's currently 5th quickest at a 15.44 off of turn number 4. He's quicker in Sector 2. Wasn't good enough, though. No, he's 2/10 off the pace. Andrew Regal just wrapping up his lap of the Mystery Machine. Jimbo Rooney complete his second lap, goes 15:55. Sam Bachman, 5th quick on lap number 1 with a 15:42 on lap number 1. Bachman 800ths off of Scott Rayom's pole lap. Final seconds here in qualifying, I believe. Drew Alton, lap number 2, goes 3rd fastest. So only 1 more minute left to go here in time trials. Remember, we'll invert the top 4 prior to heat races tonight. Alton after lap number 2, 15:68. Jimbo Rooney doing some extra practice laps in the Scott Bloomquist tribute. And so with that will do it here for qualifying. And here's a look at the fastest laps. With Scott Rayom the quickest, same with Greg Dees, they tied at a 15:3:39. Drew Alton 3rd quick, 15:3:54. Dean Reynolds 4th, 15:3:77. And Brandon Combs 5th at a 15:3:97. Fixed setups here for the 358s this evening. And they are pretty tight off from first to last. Got about 6/10 of a second, Dean.
Yeah, and looks like we got 3 heats, and it says 4 invert. I don't know if he's going to have the B main on or off, but I'm getting ready here in heat 1, and I get to start 3rd. And a good friend alongside of me, Scotty.
Look at that. Well, with that, we are just about ready to go for heat race number 1, which is brought to you by our friends at Right Rear Racing. I believe this is the logo right here. There it is. Right Rear Racing. Be sure to tune in to catch all the excitement live streamed on their YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow them on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube for more action. Here's the lineup for Heat 1 as Callie Wheeler puts the 11 on the pole. Next to him, Benjamin Wirt driving car number 14. Row number 2, you've got Dean Reynolds in the 79. Next to him, Slide Job Scotty. That's Scott Rayom in the 4. Row number 3, the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux driving car number 75. Next to him, Andrew Regal in the Regal Promotions number 8. Final row this evening, Robert Puckett starting 7th at number 30. And Tom, I believe it's Maine, in the 07, rounding out the lineup. Again, we inverted the top 4 cars here for this 8-lap heat race. Everybody transfers into the show because of our 22 field car count. And of course, Dino, the winner, starts on the pole. And with the way the first 2 races have gone, you want to be starting in the front row tonight.
Yeah, with the 358s, starting up front never hurts. 358 is still my favorite car, but when you're down on horsepower and you're on a big track, passing can be a little bit tough. But he's got a 40-lap race, so that'll wear out the track a little bit more. So we'll see what we can do here.
Go one more lap before we take the green. If you're watching on Slide Job Racing Network, let's know who you're rooting for. Joshua King in chat, rooting for Tony Dominguez and Royalty Motorsports. If we are happening to have any issues with the audio, just let us know. We've been fiddling around with all this here on and off from time to time. But we are set to go for the first green flag of the night. All the green flags brought to you by Third Party Gaming. Heat 1 underway at Lernerville. Wheeler immediately has Reynolds and Wirt clear. The 2 are door-to-door for second. The 79 trying to make the clear on the 14. That he does. Giroux downstairs trying to grab P3. Lap number 1 at the line is led by Wheeler. Wirt nearly clipping the wall there. Going across the start-finish line. Hanging on to 4th spot for right now, but tries to get the drive off the bank and around the outside. Moves up to 3rd spot. Both crews very handy when the track is this tacky. Again, the series always starts at 0% on the track state. It goes up as they advance each session. That does include as well the practice runs too. Near contact as well between Ward and Giroux from 4. Now here comes Scott Rayom, who's closed in on his teammate. On board with Slide Job Scotty. Rolling through the throttle, nice yaw throughout turns number 3 and 4 at around 75 miles an hour. We're halfway home here in Heat 1. Wheeler still leading by about a 0.4 of a second on Dean Reynolds. Even lap times, though, as the 79 trying to send her in a little bit deeper compared to Kelly Wheeler, where it got 3 laps remaining here in this heat. Closest battle on track, as we mentioned, the race for 4th. Trevor Giroux, Scott Rayome, the FTM teammates. Then you've got in the back Robert Puckett, Tom Mine battling for 6th. Rigo, for those wondering, did not take the green flag here. That's why you don't see him on the timing tower. Ooh, we got contact in the back between Puckett and Mine. They banged Nerf bars coming off of turn number 2. White flag waves, 1 lap to go, and Scott Rayome's had an issue in the number 4. He'll start for the back tonight. But meanwhile, through turns number 3 and 4, it's Kelly Wheeler in the Ingersoll Rand number 11. He'll take the heat when he's on pole tonight for the 40-lap feature. Reynolds 2nd, Wart 3rd, Giroux 4th, Puckett 5th, Mine 6th, and Scott Rayome in 7th. We'll take a look at a replay in just a moment when this transitions to Heat 2. But good start to the night here for not just you, Dean, but also Kelly Wheeler, too.
Yeah, Kelly's strong here, and Kelly's strong on any track that has a lot of bite. He's really a good tacky track runner, and I threw everything at him, and he earned that one.
All right, let's. We're gonna have to pull up the iRacing user interface. I will show you what happened to Scott Rayome before we move on to heat race number 2. Just simply went over the banking too high in 3 and 4 and pancakes the wall.
He's never done that before.
Yeah, we've seen that many times. So we now move on to heat race number 2, and here is how the field lines up. There we go. It's 100 grand on the pole. Joseph Grandy in the 518. Next to him, Matt Hinkle in the 47. Row number 2, Brandon Combs driving the 28. And Greg Deese next to him in the 26. Row 3, Jimbo Rooney in the 27. Next to Kevin Goodall in the 23. Greg Robinson rounding out the grid in car number 83. Dean, obviously the one driver I know in this grid is Joseph Grandy, as we've called his name out on Monday nights in the past. But for amongst the other drivers here, who should we be watching out for?
Well, definitely Brandon Combs. We call him Cobber. He's kind of our redheaded stepchild in the FTM Discord. He's a late model specialist, but he's very, very good. And of course, when you got Matt Hinkle, who has always been fast, and Greg Deese starting 4th because he was quick time or second quick time, you can never count them out as well.
Well, we'll have to see if the invert is not your friend when it comes to starting near the front.
And Jimbo Rudy's actually a sprint car dude, so it'll be really interesting to see how he does in the modifieds.
Jimbo, that's my guy. That's my guy. If he likes sprint cars too, that's my guy. Here we go for heat race number 2 as the third-party green flag flies. We're underway. Good jump here from Joseph Granny, now trying to run away from both Hinkle and Combs, who are door bar to door bar for the second spot. They're side by side for 4-2, 3 wide, in fact, in turn number 4, with Hinkle stuck on the top as Grandy leads lap 1. The 47 trying to thread the needle here for P2, Dean.
Yeah, right now the track's at an interesting state. It's right in between where the bottom.
Ooh, look at that! Oh, hard contact for Rooney. Did the same thing that Scott Rayome did, and around he goes to the Bloomquist throwback. But meanwhile, it looks like Slide Job City. Brandon Combs wasting no time. He's up out in front, but it's 3 wide for 3rd now with D stuck in the middle, and he squeezes Grandy in the wall, who keeps her going.
Yeah, you got to be conscious with no mirrors. Sometimes if you don't have a good headphones
we got our
on,
first yellow out as...
Yep. Looks like Jimbo on the inside there.
Had a close call with Greg Deese. Our first yellow flag waves, brought to you by 618 Engraving and Design. Delivering precision craftsmanship for any event, whether it be custom hats, koozies, or cutting boards.
Andrew's very good at getting sponsors, by the way, if you noticed.
Yes, I can see that from the reads. Well done. Look at what happened here to Jimbo. Made its way through 3 and 4. Bang, hits the wall there. Then a lot of contact with Goodall as you see the loop in turn number 1. I can see how shaky the rear end is. That car is just crab walking. Nothing really that Jimbo can do at this point except just bring that car to a stop. That for would be okay, but iRacing detected him as being on the track. Justin and Susie both checking in, room for Ty Dickinson. Thanks for joining us this evening. Again, if you're watching here on Slide Job Racing Network, if you're tuning over from the Regal Promotions channel, apologies for the technical difficulties on their side. But we are live here. Thanks for joining us here this evening. Up back to green here for heat race number 2 as we're halfway home. Henkel underneath for the lead. He started second in heat 2 and has held on to that spot. Greg Deese, who was second quickest in qualifying, thinks the invert had to start fourth. He's only up a spot to third. Grandy, meanwhile, has recovered after getting squeezed up in the wall. He's up through to fourth. Deese, though, Dean, the quickest car on the track.
Yeah, as I was mentioning earlier, the track's going to start changing now. The bottom's going to start getting worn, and that's going to make that top come back in. So you're going to start seeing that evolve, especially in the third heat. And then I think by feature time, there's going to be a lot of grooves out there.
Just on board there with Deese for just a moment. We had one car, by the way, just slide off the racetrack. I think that was Kevin Goodall. White flag waves, final lap to go. We'll check on what happened to the 23 car in just a moment, but it's Brandon Combs, the Super Dirt Car Series FTM at number 28 out in front. The Ohio native makes his way through 3 and 4. He starts on the front row this evening. Henkel second, Deese third, Grandy fourth, Robinson fifth, Rooney sixth, and Goodall in seventh. Again, we'll look at what happened to Goodall before heat 3 starts up. As they make their way onto Dirt Series Promotions Pit Road. Toe up, that will be the home of the work area later on tonight. As we move on to heat race number 3 in just a moment, let's show you real quick what happened first up to Goodall as he got turned all 4 wheels up in the air and took a wild ride. Let's see if we missed anything. Nah, he was just limping that car to pit road, wanted to stay out of the leader's way. So here's heat 3. Here's the starting lineup as Ty Dickinson's on the pole, the number 67. Next to him, it's Matt Taylor in the 15. Sam Bachman inside row 2 in the 007. Next to him, Drew Alton in the 100. Third row, Tony Dominguez in the Royalty Motorsports, number 18. Fred Hoffman to his outside in the 13. And Russ Mine rounds out the grid in car number 57. I know Bachman's one to watch out for here, Dean. Who else?
Well, I think the sentimental favorite and got the most fans is going to be Ty Dickinson. I know he gets a lot of the family that roots for him, and they kind of root for me too. So I got to go with him to hopefully pick off this win. But you can never count out Drew Alton. Drew Alton, he won that first race at USA. He's always got speed. That second row is going to be tough, as you know, Marty. And Sam is, Sam.
Alton trying to become the first 2-time winner of the season. They follow the iRacing pace truck. Thank a couple of our other sponsors here as we would get back to green. One of them including Dirt Slingers Racing League, official league sponsor of RPES. DSRL has built a reputation for delivering top-tier competition, exciting on-track action for drivers of all skill levels. Follow them on Facebook or on their website to stay up to date on their latest events. Big thank you to DSRL for supporting RPES and helping us bring the best in virtual dirt racing to fans all over the world. Winner starts on the inside of row number 2 for our 40-lap feature. We're green.
Ooh, 4 wide.
Look at that. That is tight. Save the victory fuel 4 wide for later on before we go green. As I think I saw Bachman and Alton make a little bit of contact off of turn 4. Dickinson leads lap number 1, but Taylor edging out Bachman for a second across the line. The 007 up the hill, Dino. Here comes Alton trying to take away second.
Yeah, this is if Ty had mirrors on, he would see a great race behind him. So, but Ty just needs to run his race and let these guys battle it out and throw some punches at each other.
This heat race is cooking good early on. You see Alton trying to go for the 2-for-1 discount. Utilizing the low line. Slide job, Alton. He moves up to second. Taylor caught note of it. He rests and recovers from it. Now look at Bachman with a beautiful slide job. Crisscross from Alton off of turn number 2, Dean.
Yeah, trading sliders there in 1 and 2, now in 3 and 4. And Drew's going to slide up, let the right rear get in the fluff, and see if he can get that drive off.
3 wide for fourth for just a moment. That was Dominguez that was stuck in the middle as you watch from our drone shot. Ty Dickinson can't have the mirrors on, but this is what he'd be seeing behind him if he did. What a great race for P2 going on. And now you see Alton slamming the door on Bachman so that he prevents the 007 from utilizing the slider line.
Ty just needs to stay right in his groove for 2 more laps. He's running a great race.
Oh, but look at this. Look how good Alton is gathering bite off of turn 2. A beautiful low line. Looking smooth. We may have our first fourth to first winner of the night so far. Tries the slider. Dickerson counters. They bang wheels. No yaw from Alton into turn 1. Here comes Bachman in the battle. 1 to go in heat 3. That was big from Dickinson. He was able to clear Alton. Bachman looking for one last shot. Tries the Hail Mary through 3 and 4. Dickinson picks up the win in heat 3. Woo!
Awesome race.
Hopefully
Drew just mistimed that crossover a little bit and got into Ty's back end there. He just misjudged it a little bit, and Ty did what he needed to do.
So with that, for the next 10 minutes, it is warm-up time here. Our warm-up is, I have it here somewhere, brought to you by our friends at Night Owl Racing League. Bringing together passionate sim racers for thrilling competition. The Night Owl Racing League hosting unforgettable races. Join the Night Owl Racing League today by visiting them on Facebook or joining the Discord to be a part of the action. So, we'll put on your favorite drivers here, see what action goes on here for the next 10 minutes as they start to work the track in, try and get it as slick as they possibly can. And Dean, while we are at it, we get to shoot the BS here for the next 10 minutes, I guess. And one of the things that you and I wanted to talk about include what's coming up in a couple weeks. A part of Slide Job Racing Network, also a part of one of our other colleagues at Shaggy TV. Big Coast to Coast Racing League charity event coming up, and you are a big part of putting this on. Super Dirt Modified Week. You've done a lot of work getting this ready. Yeah,
that could be a great event. By the way, I think Andrew said he's going to let it go about 5 minutes and then probably advance. So, but yeah, looking forward to Super Dirt Modified Week, May 6th to 8th. We got about 35, 36 entries so far for a great charity on our house. Big blocks and 358s going 75 laps. Big blocks 100 laps at Oswego, the home of the real Super Dirt Week, Marty. And it's going to be a great event. Coast to Coast, as you know, does a lot of charity work. Andrew Regal's actually a supporter of Coast to Coast. He's sponsoring a door prize for that as well. And a lot of these guys will be in that event, so we're looking forward to it.
Here's a fun fact. In Coast to Coast history, this is the first Super Dirt Modified Week that's been held at Oswego, because obviously this track came out last summer. Technically, this could be the second. The first, if you include my annual New Year's Eve tradition, the Coast to Coast 200, which we did 200 laps of the big blocks around the Clay Palace. So, very excited on that. For more info on it, and if you want to sign up and donate, oh my, Brendan Combs with a wild flip. Check out c2crl.com for more information. Couple other things to point out here before we go racing here. Stay connected with Regal Promotions Esports to never miss an update on upcoming events and broadcasts. Check them out online at www.regalpromotions.com. And like them on Facebook at Regal Promotions Esports. Let's talk about what's coming up here later this week. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. is round 9 of the 2025 RPES 305 Sprint Car Series. The Corn Belt Clash at Knoxville Raceway with 25 laps and a fixed setup. Free entry live on RPES. That's at 7 o'clock. Then at 8:15, the 360 Sprint Car Series, also at Knoxville. They'll go for 30 laps in an open setup. And that is live on Right Rear Racing. Wednesday at 8:30 is the Badger State Showdown. Remember, the winner gets free entry into that. That's a minimum $60 to win, $12 for fifth. That is at Crandon. Yes, we're going dirt truck racing, the full Crandon setup with Pro 4 trucks. Entry fee is $12. That's live on Pit Stop TV. The next Sunday here at 8 o'clock is round number 4 of the 358 Modified Tour. That will take place at Eldora, 40 laps of a fixed setup. Of course, that will be live on RPES. Again, we're glad you could join us here on Slide Job Racing Network. Mark Scala alongside Dean Reynolds with you. And Dean, while we are at it, before we get going here, speaking of modifieds, Super Dirt Car Series getting a couple weeks off here before the next race, May 13th at Georgetown. That'll be a fun little return down there to Delaware.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's the first time in, I believe 15 years or so since we've been down there. And, they've done a great job at Georgetown. Kenny Adams there and all their staff has really brought that track around this year, and a lot of new upgrades and everything. We're looking forward to bringing the brand down to, I think, Delaware's the first state, right?
Yes, the first state. I was actually at Georgetown a couple years ago, and that's a neat little track. They got some good food too, so a couple of nice food trucks. So, but
don't threaten me with a good time.
But obviously the first one I will be at this year, you and I will be meeting up for the first time this year, will be Weed Sport May 25th. I'll be working on the undercard with the CRSA sprints that night, but the Heroes Remembered 100, always a very big race.
Yeah, Weed Sport always puts on great racing, as you know, Marty, and with their specials-only schedule, there's not a division I don't think they don't have. I mean, they run big blocks, they run 358s, they got the World of Outlaw sprint cars, as you said, CRSA sprints. That's a great track. It's just what a facility, too, as you know. One of the best facilities in the country. And he just advanced, Marty.
Awesome. So that'll do it for the NORL warm-up. Couple of folks checking in here. Justin Young checking in, saying Andrew's a top-notch human. And Justin Young says, holy cow, Dean the Bean Reynolds, he's an absolute legend. I feel super lucky to be listening to him.
Oh, Jesus. Easy now.
Don't be telling Megan about that. All right. Here we go. 40 laps, 358s at Lernerville. Let's meet the field here. I'd give you your starting lineup as Kelly Wheeler puts her on the pole in the 110. Excuse me, in the 11. Next to him, it's Brandon Combs in the 28. Row 2, Ty Dickinson in the 67. Dean Reynolds next to him in the 79. Matt Hinkle inside row 3 in car number 47. Next to him, Sam Bachman in the 7. Row number 4, Benjamin Wirt in the 14. Greg Deese in the 26. Rounding out the top 10, Drew Alton in car 100, and the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux in the 75. Row 600 grand, Joseph Grandy in the 518, and Matt Taylor driving the number 15. Row number 7, Robert Puckett in the 30, Greg Robinson in the 83. Toy Dominguez in the 18, next to Tom Mine in the 07. They make up row number 8. Kevin Goodall in the 23, next to Russ Mine in the 57. Remain in the 57, that is row 9. And in row number 10, Scott Rayom, Slide Job Scotty in the 4, and Jimbo Rooney in the 27. The final row this evening's got Fred Hoffman in car number 13 and Andrew Regal in the 8. Round 3 is set to go down here. Picks to win. Dean, we'll start with you. Who do you got?
Well, it's going to be hard not to pick Brandon Combs on the outside pole. He's got the preferred starting spot, but you can never count out Sam Bachman, who's starting behind me, and, of course, Drew Alton or Joseph Grandy coming from the back. And it looks like, we're going to do a 4-wide, Marty.
All righty. About to get a sight for sore eyes. This is where I wish I had my 4-wide music just about set. But this is the Victory Fuel 4-wide salute. Victory Fuel, official partner of the RPES 358 Modified Tour with an incredible drink. Get it today at your local short track. So for those watching on Slide Job Racing Network, Lernerville Speedway, they're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses, they're 800 horses of man and machine. 4-wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the RPES Extreme 358 Modified Tour.
This is hard without a mirror.
Well, in the words of my good friend Shane Andrews, Fantastic.
Well, 40 laps, Marty. This should be exciting. I think the track's going to change a couple times during the event, and it's going to be interesting. Hopefully we can talk to you at the end of the night. That'd be kind of sweet. But
Hopefully,
we
too,
got my
yeah.
work
Absolutely. Well, we'll talk to you regardless after the race, Dean. So good luck out there tonight. Hopefully you do well.
Thank you, sir.
All righty, iRacing Pace Truck is in. Ladies and gentlemen, for 40 laps at Lernerville, it is time to shake and bake. But we got to go one lap till we take the green flag. Got too excited. I'm ready to go racing already.
Yeah, he just set it to 2 laps to go for the pace now. So it should be one more after this.
Okay, sounds good. Getting the track settled in here. Again, 40 laps. Break down the format here as we get ready to go. 40 laps, 1 quick repair available. We have up to 3 attempts at the green-white checkered. Again, virtual mirrors are disabled. Restarts are double file with lap cars at the rear. We'll go single file with consecutive cautions and under 10 laps to go. Restarts are in the restart zone, the middle of turns number 3 and 4. Caution laps do not count. Two drivers not making the call to the green flag, Andrew Regal and Joseph Grandy.
Yeah, Andrew's actually the admin, so I think he just goes out and takes some time and then goes up into the booth and watches.
Alrighty, iRacing Pace Truck is in. For 40 laps at Lernerville, it is time to shake and bake. Because where else would you rather be than right here, right now? It's showtime at the Steel City. 4 wide through turn number 2 for just a moment. Wheeler gets away with the early lead. Combs second, Dickinson third, Reynolds the first one on the top shelf. In 4th spot, underneath is Matt Hankel. We got his parking lot in the center of 3 and 4. No caution flag for now. That's Greg Robinson and Tom Mine in the 83. They both get her straight. Somehow, we stay under the green. Nope, never mind. We go to yellow. First caution flag flies here on lap number 2, and this took place in the back of the pack. Let's show you what happened in our replay. Our first 618 engraving and design yellow flag waves, and you can see there that Robinson got yeeted by Tom Mine, and Russ Mine also involved there. There's a little bit of, I don't know what the relation is, but there's a little, I would guess there's a little family love. This is on board with the back of Russ Mine. Just stacked up with nowhere to go. Let's go to Tom.
Yep, they gave Tom EOL.
So Tom with a bumper. We'll move to the back, and again, 2 penalties, and you are done for the race. We'll be grabbing a good beverage early.
Single file.
Other contingencies we've got up for grab. We've got the 618 engraved design also sponsoring the fastest lap for tonight. TJ Visuals bring you the Hard Charger Award. And Premier Racing Setups presenting the Hard Luck Award. Of course, Dirt Series Promotions bringing you the work area. Looks like we're ready to go back to green here. Pace Truck is in. Single file restart here. We didn't get through the opening lap officially. Here we go, back underway. Wheeler able to hold serve. Combs hanging on for Dickinson. Reynolds in 4th. Matt Hinkle round up the top 5. First spots that have changed. It's side by side for 7. Drew Alton trying to get past Greg Deese in the 27 as we're through lap number 4. Alton get a little sideways there in that 100 car. Hangs on to it. Oh, a little contact with the quarter panel off of Deese. He has no yaw through 3 and 4. Cuts on down as Alton looks like he's starting to blink for just a moment. Some good close quarters racing between Hinkle and Sam Bachman. Oh, Bachman in the quarter panel once again. Let's allow Alton close in just a little bit. Both of them, in fact, closing in on Reynolds of the race for P4. On board Hinkle. Ty Dickinson, quickest car on track, 1581 that last time by. And now it's been updated. Here's the race for the lead. Combs sending her deep into 3 and 4. Forced to get on the binders or else he would have said hello barrier. And that may actually cost him second as well to Ty Dickinson. We'll have to see. Wheeler hanging on. But very close for the FTM 28. On board with them. He gets a beautiful exit. Closes in just a bit on Kelly Wheeler. So good on the outside. We got trouble. Rest mine. Around in the 57 from the looks of it. We stay under the green flag though. Well, look at this side. Drew Alton at the 100. Trying to go 2 for 1. Nice slider on Bachman. Crisscross from Hinkle. He's got the 5th spot. Bachman underneath again. Can he grab the 6th spot off for 2? Bachman clipping the grass. That's okay to do here at Lernerville as we're a quarter way through here in this 40-lap feature with 10 laps complete. Brandon Combs with another send. They're side by side through 1 and 2 for the race lead. And Dickinson got held up because Wheeler got a little bit tight. New leader on lap 12. It's Brandon Combs to the point. See if Wheeler can answer back. Got a replay here for you on how Combs was able to take the race lead off of Kelly Wheeler. Kelly left the top open. Look how close the two to nearly made contact. And yellow flag waves here, second time this evening. As we got Benjamin Wirt, who was around in the 14. He was battling near the front in his heat race. Started, though, from the 7th spot. Here's a look at what happened. Ooh, slide job Scotty just got into the back of him. Watch Ray in the back of the 4. Disappears here and then just comes out of nowhere right there. So this should bring us to a double file restart here with Brandon Combs out in front. First new leader of the race here tonight. Combs to bring us back to the green flag. Oh, look at this. Could be going 4 wide here. They're 3 by 3 for third. Wheeler trying to get it around the top shelf. Now can he get it from Dixon? Look at Alton. 2 for 1. Second spot. It's heads. Sideways goes Wheeler. They bang across the line. Check up 13 up on 2 wheels, and it's a parking lot. Waffle House in turn 1.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Puckett, Rooney, Wirt, Wheeler, Robinson. It was just a huge stack up from Wheeler on back.
Yeah, Kelly got crossed up in front of me, and I got him a little bit, but he came right across that nose of mine, so I just didn't know what to do.
Now look at this mess. A lot of drivers Absolutely nowhere to go. Just did not see that coming. Let's go on board with Greg Robinson.
Matt, your right front's about 45 degrees.
We'll go one more here, Benjamin Worth.
Send it. Give it a shot.
Who'd you say's,
Matt Hinkle's right front. Look how it's
oh, yeah.
He says it looks good on his angle. I say, hey, send it. Give it a shot.
He's going to YOLO it. Should promote us to put us down to a single file restart here. Now, Drew Alton did complete that lap, so he is up to second officially. What's he do now to get the lead from Brandon Combs? Started from the 9th spot. Biggest mover right now is Fred hopping up 10. Look at this. All the way on the bottom, but I don't think he had the lead there at the line. That would have been a penalty. Brandon Combs has that slide job, Alton. Wasting no time. Combs running well. The 28 staying out in front for right now. But we're about to have a showdown here at the Steel City. Watch Alton digging it deep in 1 and 2. Ooh, yeah, left Combs the lane. Could this maybe allow Dickinson to close at the same time? We've got a 3-car race for the top spot. 4 cars, too, if you include Bachman. See how Alton trying to lurk down low for just a moment. Here's the send. Caught the curb. Slide job from Alton. Combs reads it. Crisscrosses. But Combs, I think he may have had the line by an inch. And he slams the door up on Alton. But Drew, that last lap, had the quickest lap of the race, the 15.72. There's the deep side. Combs sets up the counter. Up on the banking. Alton takes the lead, our second lead change of the night. Oh, Combs locks her up in 1 to avoid spinning that baby out. And this could allow Dickinson to go around the outside for second. We are past the halfway mark as we work lap number 22. 19 remain at Lernerville. Will be 18 this time by Drew Alton, the 3rd different leader of this race so far, after Brandon Combs had the lead, and same with Callie Wheeler. Caution flag waves here for the 4th time this evening. And it looks like it's for Callie Wheeler again. Robert Puckett reporting that may have had a piece of that action too. Ooh, yep. I think he tried to slide up on Puckett and the 30 got him.
But a race in front of me is exciting.
Yeah, that's been a good stuff for the lead, yeah. Without question, there's the bumper. Given to Callie, who looked like he was going to have a phenomenal night after winning his heat and starting on pole. And then Pocket Cat gets on 2 wheels and hangs on to that thing. While we're at it, I'd like to thank one of our other sponsors here for the season. That's Richard Murtaugh Driving Academy. Each night they generously reward several of our drivers with a 1-month membership through our random drawing bonus. Want to sharpen your skills behind the wheel? Check out RMR on Facebook or visit their website today to see how they can help you get up to speed.
Yeah, Richard with a really solid 2nd place finish at Can-Am on Friday night.
That Sportsman race I heard was phenomenal.
It was a great race between him and Tyler Corcoran.
The Sportsman division always puts on good shows no matter what track they are at. 23 laps complete this time by Alton. Sets the pace. We're back to green. Watch for the aerial shot as Combs wants that race lead back, trying to slide up, leaves all to the lane, and the 100 hangs on. Here comes Dickinson. Back up to second, the 67 for right now. Can he get the bite through 3 and 4? He cannot. He's stuck down in the 3rd spot for right now, but he's got company as Bachman wants to get on the bottom step of the podium in the 007. He's got his teammate behind him as well with Trevor Giroux and Dino. But the 007, the help from his FTM teammates, I think may have gotten 3rd barely before the yellow came out. We had Robinson go around. Looks like we had Wheeler and Puckett get together again. Let's see what happened. This is the cause of the yellow here with Robinson. Restored off of the 13 of Fred Hoffman. Now what happened between Wheeler and Puckett?
Those had a bad race.
Oh, just a checkup. The 30 caught Matt Hinkle. Kelly Wheeler had nowhere to go. And the laps are starting to tick down here. Should be the lights off this time. And yes, that is the case. We'll go double file once again. Could be the final double file restart of the night, because remember, we go single file with 10 laps to go or under. Alton, Combs, Bachman, Dickinson, Giroux, the top 5. Biggest mover tonight's up 8. That's Scott Realm, starting 19th. He is in 11th. We're back to green. Now let's watch Combs here closely. See what he does. Same with Bachman. Some drivers were trying to slide job line, just did not work. Alton's got Combs clear. There goes the 28. Another deep slider from Brandon Combs. Alton counters. They nearly touch the 100 hangs on. This just shows you the beauty of Lernerville when this track gets good. Oh, we got contact in the back. Puckett, I believe, going around. Because it's in the back. We stand on the green flag. Alton caught the curb at the front straight. Combs to take advantage with a slider. Alton with the counter back. They're door to door into turn number 3. Alton, another slider. Combs reads it. He diamonds through 3 and 4. Alton hanging on. They continue to rub. Oh, boy. Bachman trying to take advantage of this. He lifts. He sees some beef maybe breaking out. Oh, hold the phone. We go to yellow. Oh, no. Hang on, Brandon. Oh, this is getting too dang good. We got Mind, Wheeler, Robinson.
A little feisty up here. Yeah, Drew kind of, I don't know if he got on the bars when the yellow came out or what, but Carson pushed right up the track and Cabra was there.
Like another check up there as Russ Mine caught the 83, but I am so glad we can take our breath after all that. Ooh, as he merged back in, caught the 30 of Puckett too. This was getting exciting. I think Bachman thought for a moment these two were going to have some words of wisdom where Bachman could have taken advantage of.
I was kind of hoping all three would have the words of wisdom and I could take advantage of it.
What are you thinking right now if you're Bachman in that old 007? What is he thinking right now, Dean?
He's thinking, God damn it, I got to start on the inside. So right now the outside is definitely to where you need to be, because that's how Trevor got me. And then when Trevor went by me, I went right back up to the top. And then I started on 6, so It'll be interesting here, see if I can get on the outside of Sam, and then if there's another restart, it's going to be single file. So my goal is at least get into third going down the back straightaway if I can, but Sam is so good. I don't know why Drew's swerving here. He's kind of, seems like he's playing a little bit of stuff here he doesn't need to do.
Well, this will be our final double file restart of the night. Alton to bring us back to the green flag. Here we go. Three wide for the race lead in 1 and 2. Alton with the racing line. As he goes deep to prevent any sliders from happening, increases the lead on Brandon Combs, and he cuts it down to half a car length. Here comes the 79. Dean Reynolds looking for third. We're 3 wide again for the race lead with 9 laps to go. Combs gaining around Bachman. He's got second. Reynolds has a chance at third here on the 007. Bachman hanging on for right now. Jimbo Rooney has crashed. No caution. We stay green for right now. I spoke too soon.
I got to let Sam by. Darn it.
Oh, great race so close. Yes, this is so good. This is so good. Watch what happened to Rooney in the Bloomquist car. Came back on track. Oh my! Upside down. Caught Kelly Wheeler. And as he tries to merge back on, LP was considered to be on track. Watch what happened to the 27. This was a wild ride.
Yes, it was. I just saw the replay.
Rooney tried to Tony Hawk it. Who do you think is going to win this one? This one is far from over with 8 laps to go.
Yeah, actually, when we take the green, it'll be 6. So it's, I tell you, Marty, it's anyone's race here. I think the 3 are faster than I am, but the way they're throwing haymakers at each other, I'm going to keep my eyes peeled and see what we can do. Maybe we can luck into a podium here. A 358's a Lernerville, never disappoint.
All right, here we go. Who's it going to be and how's it going to be done? Alton to bring us back to green, single file rest of this race. As we like to say, single file laps are pretty much a freebie. Alton to set the gap here on Brandon Combs. And then we see how Combs closes in on the 100. 6 laps remaining. Bachman catches the wall. Reynolds to slide up on the 007 and takes advantage of a teammate's mishap. Bachman trying to follow that 79 and see if he can catch both Combs and Alton. For the 28, the leading FTM race car right now with 5 laps to go. Can he catch Drew Alton? We'll have to see. The best race on track, though, for third between the teammates. Ooh, Bachman trying to get a run underneath as Dean had to look for a moment. On board with Reynolds for just a second. 007 trying to get the bite off in turn 2. Worked for just a moment. Oh, here comes the send for Bachman. Not able to slide job at this time, but refocus up front with 3 laps to go. Brandon Combs has caught Drew Alton once again. Here's a look at their last 5 laps. Combs the quicker race car at the moment. We come to 2 laps to go this time. Who's better? This time it was Alton by 7 thousandths. But time is running out for Brandon. If he wants it, he's got to go come and get it. Alton with 1 lap to go here at Lernerville. The 100 to cut off the slider line, prevent Combs from having anything to do whatsoever of it. Lost some speed there through 1 and 2. Combs tries to close in. Alton again, throwing it in deep. That should do it. Off for turn number 4. Drew Alton, checkered flag, takes the win. Combs in second. They shake hands. Reynolds third, Bachman fourth, and Taylor fifth. That was a phenomenal race. Give it up for the 358 Modifieds as they put on a heck of a show. Alton is second win of the year in 3 races. And that'll definitely move him up in the points, that's for sure.
That was fun.
Pull up the results here from this evening. Alton the winner. Your hard charger of the race, brought to you by TJ Visuals, went to Scott Rayome from 19th to 9th, up 10 spots. The 618 Engraving and Design Fastest Lap Award got a 1572, I believe, from Drew Alton, so he should get that award. And hard luck, we won't know until the night is done. Here's a look at your 20 drivers that took part in the race this evening. Well, Dino, I guess we start with you.
Well, I got lucky with Sam got in the wall there. If not, I was a 4th place car. That's okay. With this group here, I would have took 4th, but Sam was trying some different things, and he's just so good up top. But when you run up top here at Lernerville, you dance with the devil. And I've gotten that front stretch wall dozens of times, and Sam just got that a little bit, and then he lost the momentum, and then when I threw the slider, I looked at the relative, and it said point 0.3, so I knew I was clear. So I did that, and then I had a feeling Sam was going to try to go middle bottom, and then I kind of changed my line, and I changed my line to go down there, kind of a block a little bit, but then I felt good. And I actually closed in a little bit on Drew and Brandon, so I decided to stay down there, and then it was just enough to hang on and get 3rd. So, but what a fun race! That was I had the best seat in the house for that race up front, and Ty was in there as well, and then Trevor got me for a little bit, and and then that deal where Drew threw that bomb in front of the whole field, and Kelly got a little sideways because everyone got a little bit crossed up. There was some nail biters right there.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
Oh, I got to thank, first of all, you, Marty, for coming on in and having Slide Job Racing Network come in on the last minute. And, Andrew puts on a great deal. He puts a lot of passion in esports and gets a lot of good sponsors. And I kept on bugging him. I said, hey, you got a broadcaster? You got a broadcaster? And, the Buckeye Racing Network's usually the guys that do most of his stuff, and they couldn't do it. And I reached out to you and said, hey, you want to do a gig? And he said, yeah, let's see what we can do. So thanks to you, and thanks to Andrew for a great league. Regal Esports, network and everything there. It's just an awesome group. I wish I could do more of his stuff, but he runs the same time as a lot of the leagues me and you were a part of, Marty. But that's okay. That's what makes it fun. Hopefully I can do some more with him. And congratulations to Drew and Brandon for the 1st and 2nd place. And gotta say hi to Megan. I didn't send her the link yet, but I will, because I got on the podium, so I'll send my dad and Megan the link, because Dino did good.
Yes, Dino did good. So, but hey, great job tonight, great car, and we will talk to you tomorrow, indeed. But you'll stay with me here for the rest of this broadcast.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, we'll talk to Drew.
Yeah, let's bring in your race winner. We don't have Brandon Combs just yet, but let's bring in our race winner, Drew Alton, 2nd win of the season for you, Drew. What a car. Take me through this one as a whole.
We had a pretty good qualifying lap. Set us P3, but with the invert, kind of put us back in the heat race. And I made a driver error on the last lap, had a chance to win. It would have set us up a lot for a little bit better in the feature. And I'm pretty sure it would have been a dominating performance if I would have been on the front row. But we had to make it exciting for the fans. I'm pretty good at throwing slide jobs, but that one was kind of testing my capabilities. Pretty sure I slowed like 3 cars in one corner at one point in time, but we had to take everyone's lunch money. The FTM boys thought they were thought they were the people to beat. Well, then I showed up and I proved them wrong.
Easy now. I'm one of them.
how, how much did you have fun racing with Brandon? I guess you can say as well, maybe Dickinson and then the rest of the guys that were up front tonight.
It was okay. I kind of got screwed. I decided to slide myself because my boy Michael Swank decided to tell me go to a slider line, and that was not it. So I got slid in 3 and 4, and I crossed him over and blah blah blah, and got my left side of the race car torn right off. Then even a little worse underneath yellow, but still it was a lot of fun. It was really an eventful race. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be having to send Andrew a bill for the entertainment fees and all that, but it'll be fine.
Who do you want to go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, Marty, with the 358s, as you know, they're a momentum car and everything. Did you need the track to slick off a little bit more so you can start throwing those sliders?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I suck at the mud in these things. Like, I would honestly rather start in the back in a tacked up racetrack, so that's probably where I'll be for most of the race. But I'm in a big block. I could do it because you have the power. Like, the lines are so much different. Like, big blocks are at Lernerville this week, and you can't run the bottom like how you can in a big block. You can't run the slider line because you flat out just don't have enough power to get off the corner, and it doesn't help that the iRacing set it's super low geared and it works, but it's really it makes the driver actually have to do its job instead of just going out there, relying on the setup, blah blah blah. You could take a crappy racer and you put him on a good setup in an open set and he could be fast. I think it really leveled out the playing field. It really showed who has the talent, who might need to work on their skills a little bit, but they're pretty good. But overall, I think it was quite exciting.
See, Marty, I got the talent. I podium.
Yeah, you did, definitely. So, well, Drew, before we let you go, who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I got to thank Michael Swank for telling me that I'm an idiot for throwing the slide jobs. Everyone at RJM, without him, I would not have any of my success in the big block side of it. If this was an open set, I'm pretty sure I would have dominated it. My 358 still is pretty strong here, but I got to thank Hawk Performance Specialties, Tri-City Contractors, Buzz Signs of Graphic, Buckshot Helmets, Big Tim Racer Apps, Randy, and all the guys over there. It wouldn't be possible without them, and Andrew for putting this on, and my mom, my dad my dad and Aaron for giving me this iRacing rig, and hopefully we'll have the same success in IRL as we do on the sim.
Well, Drew, I'll let you go. Congratulations. Great win. Second win of the year.
Thank you, Bubba.
Drew, taking...
Bubba, you are not built like a Bubba. I
am not.
That.
I am not.
You are a Marty. You're a Marty all the way through, not a Bubba.
Yeah, I am me. I'm not built like a Bubba. That's for sure. Brandon Combs finishing second here tonight. Let's talk with him. Dean, I tell you what, you're his teammate. We'll let you take this one.
Well, Cobber, I think I had the best seat in the house for that race right there. It was exciting. With no mirrors, it's kind of a little on edge there with sliders and such. But I think restarts played a little bit into that, and then it was just trying to make the right move at the right time. You agree?
Yes and no. I mean, it took a little bit for the racetrack to kind of slow down to really be able to race around it a little bit more, and have a couple more options that you can be able to do. But with it being a fixed setup, I mean, it's pretty hard to pass. So it's kind of like you got to take advantage of when you can to make some passes and all that other good stuff. And yeah, wasn't bad. I mean, I'll take it. I can't complain. I got nothing to complain about.
That's why I asked Drew, because I was in the race, of course. But you really do need the track to burn off so you can start making moves, because we just don't have the horsepower with that, which is not bad. I mean, we all drive the same car, and 358s, with people that have less experience feel comfortable driving them, so they're a great car to drive. But really, you kind of need to get about halfway in that race before you can start maneuvering. Did you feel the same?
I felt like in the beginning of the race, the track was just now starting to come around, like after all the heat races and the warm-up and stuff, and just getting more laps on it to burn it up. But I mean, once again, though, you're at Lernerville. I mean, you're going to have the top, and then that's when all the clowns come out trying to make passes and stuff because they got to go ahead and get to the top. It's one lane. I mean, there ain't a whole lot you can do. But especially with it being a fixed setup, I mean, there ain't really a whole lot else you can really do except for just moving people and just throwing shit and just see what you can do. And, yeah, I mean, the middle in 1 and 2 is okay. And I know I got to the inside of Drew, and I didn't really have the biggest run to throw a slider, so I was like, well, I'll just run the middle here, and if he just runs the top, then we'll see what happens here. But he decided to cut down on my right front, and that's all that rode on that. But, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, iRacing's fun, though. I mean,
Yeah,
playing. You know,
yeah,
what I mean?
it is.
iRacing is fun.
No,
Yes.
and that was a fun race, even though there was some moves that can be called questionable, but that you're going to get that in any league, anytime, any car. But it is fun. Now, the interesting thing is, we've known each other for years, and I know you kind of more of a late model specialist, but do you bring some of that late model stuff into when you run the big blocks and or the 358s? Does that help you some?
A little bit. It kind of hurts a little bit, though, that I've been running so much late model stuff, so it's like coming back to run these 358s. It's kind of like a refresher. It takes me a little bit to get back going in them, and then those cautions weren't helping, kind of getting out of a rhythm and stuff. But, I mean, I felt like I did what I could and was doing everything I can, and, yeah, just did what I could there. And no mirrors, I mean, makes it difficult. It's for sure fun. I mean, it's hard to know where people are, but at the same time, though, you still gotta race with a little bit of respect there and not be a clown and show what your true colors are. I mean, that's a pretty bad impression when never met someone yet, and then that was the first race I ever met them. So, but it is what it is. I mean, it's iRacing. I mean, go to bed tonight and have a good week at work and drink some beer, hang out with the boys, and have a good time.
Brandon, before we
Well,
let you go go ahead, Dean.
No, I was going to say, Cobber, we got to thank Marty for coming in to do the telecast. Marty, I was going to hand it off to you to, tell him, ask him who he's got to thank.
Yeah, who do you want to give shout-outs to, Brandon?
Yeah, just gotta say thanks to you guys for throwing the broadcast on. Marty, I think it's the first time I've ever talked to you. I don't know if I've ever have before, but yeah, it's nice to meet you. Yeah, just gotta say thanks to Chip Bangers Racing, B&B Custom Baits, GFP, FHP, Zero FG, Combs Cuts, Super Dirt Car Series. Thanks again, Dino. Appreciate it. And all the guys over at FTM for letting me come hang out and basically be their adopted cousin, I guess you could say. I don't know what the hell you guys call it, but
child or something like that, I call it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Well, Brandon, great to meet you as well. Great run tonight. Best of luck down the road. Overall, nice job.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And yeah, I don't know how many races I can run on Sunday, but they were like, "Hey, why don't you come run this?" I was like, yeah, "Maybe." So
that's right. We got you. Yeah, Marty, we got him in the league in the event probably about 6 minutes before we went to time trials. So.
Nice. Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's a good debut right there.
Yeah, you
I mean,
timed it
I'll take
perfectly.
Yep.
So
all right, Cobber.
All right, we'll let you go, Brandon.
Yep.
Brandon Combs taking the second place finish here tonight, and with that, we will get ready to bid you adieu. Reminder that next weekend for the RPS Extreme 350 Modified Tour, we head to Eldora Speedway for 40 laps. Dean, as we head off here, final thoughts.
What a great event. I think people that were watching at home had to enjoy that because, like I said, I had the best seat in the house. I mean, there was, I kind of had it uneventful because I was just one car behind all that stuff that was happening. And, there was some moves there that could be questionable or whatever. But, like Cobber says, hey, racing's fun. We developed a rivalry, and then, they'll come back next week and take the gloves off and go out and do it again. I wish I could be part of them, but I got to be at Wheatsport next Sunday. So, the real racing's starting to come on in and get into the schedule. But, always enjoy doing this when I can. And, thanks again to Andrew for putting together such a great series and being a big supporter in esports in general. And then, Marty, we gonna talk to you tomorrow night?
Yep, I will be on tomorrow night for Monday Night Madness, so we'll be having a lot of fun. I'll actually, in fact, be on both Monday and Thursday night this week. So
yeah. So for other people, Andrew gave us the permission to say we're part of the Coast to Coast iRacing League, and Marty with Slide Job Racing Network is also affiliated with the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and we're going to do some open set 358s tomorrow, and then some open set 360s sprint car racing. So if you want to watch, we'd love to have you guys join us.
watch two things at once. They can watch this, and then they can watch the sprint cars for Regal Promotions too. So
Absolutely.
Um,
Oh yeah, let's plug. God, we should plug something. Yeah, his 305 360 doubleheader is amazing. I actually got to run it during week 13 when Coast to Coast was just doing some oddball events, and it was at USA, and I had a ball. I ran both the 305s and the 360s, and those are great events. And iRacers, if you're sprint car only, and you like fixed 305s and open no, actually it's fixed 360s, I believe. Andrew's got some great races there. He does the broadcast for the 305s himself, and then Buckeye comes in and does the 360s.
well, with that, we will bid you adieu here on this Sunday night. We hope you had a good race weekend. We hope you had a good race night with us. Thanks for joining us on behalf of Regal Promotions, all the fine drivers and sponsors. On behalf of my broadcast partner tonight, Dean Reynolds, Marty Scallett saying so long. Congrats to Drew Alton. He takes his second win of the season at Lernerville Speedway. So long.